Naruto's first arc is better than you remember, but why? It's no question the Land of Waves arc is one of the greatest opening arcs in anime, but what exactly is the reason for that? Well, one reason is because of classic scenes like this.
Leaf Village Secret Finger Jutsu! 1,000 years of death!
Wait, wrong scene. I meant scenes like this one.
If you ever lay a hand on my sensei, I'll kill you!
In this video, I'm gonna go through this arc chronologically and break down just how Kishimoto created this masterpiece of an arc. The themes, characterization, and symbolism in this arc lays the groundwork for Naruto as a whole perfectly, and it's why Naruto went on to become one of the most successful animes of all time. The arc starts with Naruto being the knucklehead ninja we all know in graffiti and the Hokage stone faces. Iruka catches him, and we learn early that Naruto lives alone and has no one to go home to. Iruka treats Naruto to ramen, and we learn that Naruto dreams of becoming the Hokage and to surpass everyone before him, because then everyone will have to respect him. This is a huge driving force behind Naruto's entire motivation as a character. His drive to become Hokage was born from his treatment and being outcast and constantly looked down upon his entire life. This drive, however, is how he was easily manipulated by Mizuki to steal the sacred scroll. Mizuki told Naruto that if he could master a jutsu in the scroll, he would get acknowledged as a ninja and finally pass the graduation exam. This was obviously just a setup by Mizuki, who wanted to get his hands on the scroll by framing Naruto. The third Hokage starts a manhunt for Naruto, and Iruka finds him first, only to realize he's clueless about the severity of the situation and he was just training. This is when Mizuki attacks and catches Iruka off guard. He reveals to Naruto the truth about the Nine Tails and that everyone hates him for being the host of it. After this, Mizuki attacks Naruto with a giant shuriken, and in a scene that's so good it can make a grown man cry, Iruka sacrifices his body for Naruto. Iruka lets Naruto know just how much he sees himself in him, and this is the reason he was so tough on him. This is one of the earliest parallels between characters in the story. Parallels between characters is one of the biggest themes in not only this arc, but the entire show. Naruto saying, "I used to be like you" is used so much it's a meme at this point. Naruto runs off and Mizuki chases him, and then we get the most Naruto-esque scene. We see Iruka catch up to Naruto, and then Naruto punches him, and it's revealed that it was actually Mizuki. And he asks how Naruto knew it was him, and it's revealed that that was actually Iruka. It's the classic Naruto, "I got you, no I got you, no I got you" moment, and it only gets worse later on down the line. I'm looking at you, Sasuke versus Itachi fight. Naruto overhears Iruka defending his character when he's not around, which shows Naruto Iruka's true feeling towards him are actually positive. When Mizuki goes to finish Iruka, Naruto pops out and saves him. He shows off his new skill, the Shadow Clone Jutsu, and defeats Mizuki. Iruka congratulates Naruto and lets him know he finally passed his graduation exam and is now a full-fledged shinobi. After Naruto becomes a genin, the third Hokage's grandson Konohamaru takes an interest in Naruto as a tutor. Konohamaru, who also wants to be Hokage, also relates to Naruto in the sense that he doesn't like how he's viewed by everyone else in the village. Konohamaru explains that he wants to be Hokage to get respect and finally be seen as his own person rather than just the Hokage's grandson. While Naruto is training with Konohamaru, the third Hokage explains further to Iruka about Naruto's past and why he is the way he is now. He explains that even though Naruto's secret as the Jinchuriki was kept safe amongst the adults, they didn't view Naruto as a hero like the fourth Hokage intended. Because of this, Naruto grew up facing hostility and hatred from everyone around him. This is another use of parallels between characters, which shows why Naruto and Konohamaru have such a similar goal and resolve. Konohamaru's teacher catches up with them while they're training and gives Naruto the same look of disgust that everyone else gives him. After a short fight, if you want to call it that, Naruto explains to Konohamaru that wanting to be Hokage is not nearly enough. He tells him that his whole life has been tough and only one person treats him with respect, and he had to work insanely hard to win him over, so to become the most respected ninja in the village takes a different level of commitment. This inspires Konohamaru, who says from this day forward he won't be Naruto's disciple but his rival instead. Naruto has this charismatic effect that pretty much anyone he comes in contact with he influences in some way, and this is definitely not the last time we see it in this arc. After this, we're introduced to the other members of Naruto's team, Sakura and Sasuke. It's made obvious from the beginning that Sasuke will be Naruto's main rival due to scenes like this one.
What the?
And there's already tension in the team because Naruto likes Sakura, but Sakura likes Sasuke, who hates Naruto, who hates Sasuke, who doesn't care about Sakura, who hates Naruto. Yeah, some real sick shit going on, but this is why Kakashi is the perfect team leader for them. But before we get to Kakashi's first assignment, there's a pretty interesting scene where Sakura reveals her true feelings towards Naruto and Sasuke unknowingly. Naruto impersonates Sasuke to ask Sakura what her true feelings on him are, and she explains thinking she's talking to Sasuke. Mid-explanation, Naruto gets the bubble guts, and the real Sasuke comes back before Naruto and hears Sakura's feelings on Naruto. She explains that she doesn't like Naruto because he was badly brought up and grew up with no parents, and because of that, he doesn't have to answer to anyone, so he's selfish. Sasuke reminds her that kids like that also grow up alone, and that being scolded by your parents doesn't even compare. This pisses Sasuke off, and for good reason, as we learn later. Finally, we meet Kakashi, whose aura farming in this arc is unmatched. Kakashi does an icebreaker with the group and learns Naruto's goal of wanting to become a better shinobi than the Hokage, as well as how much of an emo Sasuke really is. After this, the team gets ready for their first assignment, which is simply to take the 2 bells from Kakashi. Of course, being only Genin, the trio fail to get the bells, and after Kakashi calls an intermission, he announces that they should just give up because they're hopeless and will never become shinobi. We cut to the 3rd Hokage, who explains to Iruka that Kakashi has never passed a single student. Kakashi explains that the 3 missed the purpose of the exercise, which was to use teamwork. Sakura asks if the point of the assignment was to use teamwork, then why were there only 2 bells and 3 people? Kakashi says the task was purposely designed to cause dissension amongst the team, but it's to reveal who will put their individual interests to the side for the overall good of the team. Sakura, however, ignored Naruto and focused on Sasuke. Naruto tried to single-handedly grab a bell, and Sasuke had already deemed Naruto and Sakura as non-factors. Kakashi says making a play as an individual is bad for the entire team and exposes your comrades, and at that point you might as well just kill them yourself. Kakashi gives them one more chance after their lunch break, but says that Naruto is not to be fed under any circumstance as punishment for trying to sneak and eat the food. He says if the others feed him, they will all fail the test instantly right then and there. Shortly after Kakashi leaves, Naruto's stomach rumbles and both Sasuke and Sakura offer him their food. Kakashi pops up and scares them, but lets them know that they actually passed. He says the group learned to think for themselves rather than doing everything he said. In the ninja world, those who violate the rules are lower than garbage. However, those who do not care for their comrades and support them are lower than that. The idea of camaraderie and how it can be used and how it's beneficial is explored heavily in this arc, and I think this was the perfect introduction to that idea. After this, the team finally starts going on missions. However, the missions are pretty ass, for lack of a better term. They get tired of going on missions like finding missing cats, so the 3rd Hokage decided to give them a B-rank mission. They get tasked with protecting the bridge builder Tazuna until he's safely back in his own country. Seems like a simple mission. What could possibly go wrong? Naruto argues with the old man once again about getting the respect he believes he deserves. However, this old man is not hearing it. The group sets out on their journey, and shortly after they get ambushed, and of course Kakashi takes this chance to aura farm. He lets the demon brothers think they killed him in order to see who their real target for the attack is, and finds out they were targeting Tazuna. Something important to notice that this was Team 7's first quote-unquote real fight, and Sasuke jumps at the opportunity to fight while Naruto freezes up. Kakashi explains that because the mission is now beyond their boundaries, they should go back and get medical attention for the poison Naruto got inflicted with in the fight. Just as he says this, Naruto takes it upon himself to stab his hand with a kunai to drain the poison from his wound. He uses this moment as a reminder and promises to himself that he will never freeze up and have to be saved again. As this happens, we're introduced to the main antagonist of the arc, Zabuza, who in another example of parallelism swears by his blade that he'll finish the hit on Tazuna himself. It turns out he was paid to execute a hit on Tazuna, and he sent the demon brothers as his first attempt. Tazuna reveals to Kakashi that the reason for the assassination attempt was because of Gato, a criminal businessman who wants him dead before the completion of the bridge. The completion of the bridge will let the people of the village have a means of trade and be able to make money without Gato's influence. Tazuna says his village is so poor he couldn't afford to pay for a higher ranked mission, which is why he didn't disclose all the information up front. As the group continues traveling, they get ambushed again, this time by Zabuza himself. Kakashi tells Team 7 to stay out of this while he and Zabuza farm some aura real quick, and after another classic I got you, no I got you, no I got you scene, Zabuza catches Kakashi in his water prison jutsu. This causes Kakashi to tell Team 7 to just retreat instead of trying to fight Zabuza's clone, because the real Zabuza has to stay with him at the prison. Just as Naruto goes to run away, he remembers his pact he made and realizes Zabuza's clone is standing on his headband. Naruto rushes directly at Zabuza and grabs his headband before being hit back. It's clear Kakashi's aura farming is rubbing off on him as he declares to Zabuza that he'll become the Hokage. Naruto decides to devise a plan with Sasuke, which already shows their growth. Knowing even though it's just a clone, individually they will still be outmatched, Naruto's first instinct is to use teamwork. Along with parallels being used in this arc, a lot of juxtaposition is used, especially when it comes to characters' beliefs. When Naruto decides to use teamwork, Zabuza laughs at them and says they're not real ninja because by their age, his hands were already drenched with blood. Zabuza's Ninja Academy graduation ceremony involved a fight to the death between all of the students and comrades, so only the strongest will come out. Zabuza murdered over 100 members of his graduating class without any hesitation and was named the Demon Zabuza, and he shows just how sick he is by happily reminiscing on this event. Zabuza starts beating their ass, but the tables get turned when Sasuke throws what seems like a normal shuriken at first. After Zabuza dodges it, Naruto pops out with a surprise attack which causes Zabuza to lose concentration on his water prison jutsu. The scene is so important because it's Team 7's first time utilizing teamwork to defeat an opponent who they would individually lose against. Bonds making us stronger is a huge theme in Naruto, which is why Kishimoto intentionally put this scene right after we learned Zabuza killed all of his academy comrades. After being freed from the water prison jutsu, Kakashi decides to aura farm one more time, and we get this classic scene right here. Kakashi then proceeds to beat Zabuza with his own technique before he could even use it. Haku shows up and kills Zabuza, well, until it's revealed that they're actually comrades. Haku is like the exact opposite of Zabuza. He's innocent and genuine, which is why Zabuza likes him. As we learn more about Zabuza and Haku's relationship, we see it perfectly juxtaposes Team 7, who Kakashi instilled the importance of working as a team to achieve a common goal. Team 7 arrives at Tezuna's place and decides to wait it out until Kakashi is fully recovered from the strain of using the Sharingan. After realizing that Zabuza might still be alive, Kakashi decides to expedite Team 7's training, which excites Naruto. Kakashi commends Team 7 for their growth and maturity, but especially Naruto, who went from freezing up to shaking at the chance of a rematch versus Zabuza. Inari overhears Naruto saying it's going to be fun, and he says it won't be fun for him. He says they're all going to die because no one can beat Gato and his men. Naruto tells him he's a superhero and one day he'll become the village Hokage, the most extreme ninja. Inari says he's dumb for even believing in heroes because they don't exist and that he should just go home if he doesn't want to die. Naruto follows him to confront him but overhears him crying in his room. In this arc, Inari is one of the bright points, and I'll explain why as we learn more about his character. Kakashi decides to train chakra control with the group by having them practice walking up trees. On the first attempt, Kakashi notices Naruto uses too little force and Sasuke uses too much force. He says this perfectly explains the two in a nutshell, meaning that Naruto up until this point speaks louder than his actions show, compared to Sasuke, who goes face first into danger without hesitation, even when it's not the smartest choice. Sakura, on the other hand, completes the task easily, but Kakashi still alludes to the fact that Naruto and Sasuke in comparison have massive chakra reserves. Naruto surprises both Sakura and Kakashi by asking for tips on how to improve, which shows Naruto's personal growth even more. While this is happening, we see Haku caring for Zabuza while he's recovering, and they get interrupted by some of Gato's goons. Haku takes this chance to aura farm, and we see just how protective he is of Zabuza. The next day, Sakura goes with Tezuna to the bridge, and one of the workers says he wants to quit the job. Tezuna explains that the bridge is bigger than just some new source of trade and commerce, but it'll represent the village's dignity and be an emblem of courage. Dignity and courage are traits that mean so many different things to the main characters in this arc. Naruto's dignity comes from his belief that one day he'll become the Hokage. Sasuke's dignity comes from his goal of killing the one person who murdered his entire clan and knowing he has to improve to reach it. Zabuza's dignity comes from his view of a shinobi being a ruthless killing machine. This is why the bridge's completion is the center point of the story. Its completion will confirm or emphasize different characters' ideals and senses of dignity. When we cut back to the training, Sasuke is further ahead than Naruto, but this just makes Naruto go harder. Sasuke stops and asks Naruto for help, and he says, "Fuck out of here." When they get back for dinner that night, Tezuna tells everyone the story of Inari's father. The flashback starts with Inari being bullied, and when his dog gets thrown into the lake, he's too scared to jump in and save him. The kids push Inari in, and he almost drowns, but wakes up to Kaiza, who rescued him and serves him a warm meal. Kaiza tells Inari that it's okay that he was scared because he's just a child, but when he becomes a man, he has to live his life with no regrets. He tells him that if there's something he wants to protect, he should endure whatever pain comes with protecting it, and if he dies like that, then that'll be proof to the world that a man worth living died. The two bonded, and even though Kaiza wasn't blood related, he became a father-like figure to Inari. Kaiza won over the love of the people of the city and became known as a hero and champion. Because of this, as a way to break the people's will, when Gato first got to the village, he had Kaiza put to death publicly. This worked, and is the reason why Inari, as well as the rest of the city, is the way it is. After hearing this, it inspires Naruto to work harder to show Inari heroes do exist. Naruto goes and trains until he's unconscious, and Haku finds him laying out cold. Naruto tells Haku that he's training so hard because he wants to be the #1 ninja of his village to force all his haters to recognize him, as well as prove a point to a certain person. Haku asks Naruto if he has anyone special in his life because when people are protecting something truly precious to them, they can become as strong as they must. Naruto has flashbacks of all the similar situations he's experienced and heard about that reinforce this idea. On the next morning, Kakashi and Sakura go to check on Naruto's training and find out he's mastered his chakra control along with Sasuke. By this time, both Kakashi and Zabuza are fully healed. Since Naruto and Sasuke are both done with the training, Kakashi says they'll go along with Sakura to watch the bridge the next day. That night at dinner, Inari is conflicted because Naruto's work ethic is reminiscent of his father Kaiser's. He asks Naruto why he tries to act so cool and tough and tells him he has no idea what it's like to grow up suffering and alone. Naruto tells Inari he treats life like he's the main character and everyone else is just a guest at his pity party. He tells him facetiously that it takes a real man to sit around and cry. Kakashi goes to comfort Inari and tells him that Naruto's upbringing is more similar to him than he knows. He explains that the reason Naruto works so hard is because he understands what it means to be strong and what it's worth. This is a common theme that appears throughout the entire show, the idea of understanding each other through common pains. The next day, the group heads out and decides to let Naruto rest from his intensive training. When they arrive at the bridge, they see the workers have been attacked and get prepared to fight. This time around, Sasuke takes out Zabuza's water clones like nothing, showing just how much he's grown in that short time since their last encounter. Back at the house, two goons come to take Tazuna's daughter hostage but get sidetracked by Inari. In heroic fashion, Inari's mother sacrifices herself and says she'll bite her tongue and bleed out if they touch Inari. Inari, being scared, starts to break down crying, but he remembers Naruto, Kaiser, and Kakashi's words and decides to stand up to the goons. Just before the goons can attack Inari, Naruto swoops in and saves him. Naruto easily defeats the goons and apologizes to Inari for calling him a baby and says he's actually strong. Inari cries and tells Naruto he promised himself not to cry again because Naruto would make fun of him for it. In one of my favorite panels in the whole show, Naruto smiles and just simply lets him know there's nothing wrong with crying when you're happy. Back at the bridge, Sasuke starts fighting Haku, and after Sasuke wins a battle of speed, Haku is forced to use his demonic ice mirrors technique, which I'll explain in a bit the irony of this technique's name. Just when things start looking bad for Sasuke, Naruto shows up for backup. Like always, Naruto makes a dumb mistake and gives up the element of surprise to make a grand entrance. Zabuza attacks Naruto, but Haku blocks his attack, saying he wants to fight him his own way. While Sasuke is trying to figure out how to break out of the demonic ice mirrors, Naruto decides to walk right into attack range and trap himself. Kakashi decides he has to leave that fight up to Naruto and Sasuke since Zabuza already threatened to go after Tazuna and Sakura if he makes a move. Sasuke and Naruto both try using their strongest jutsu to break out, but don't even make a dent. Kakashi explains that Haku's technique is a Kekkei Genkai, which is a unique technique that's passed down within a bloodline. Naruto says he can't let his story end like this because he has a dream to fulfill. Hearing this makes Haku reminisce on meeting Zabuza. When Zabuza first met Haku, he called him a pathetic, thrown away, uncared for, and unloved orphan.
Damn!
Like the asshole he is, he keeps going and says soon you'll die on the side of the road with nothing to show you lived or died and no one to care what your dreams are. Haku just smiles at him and says, I can see myself in your eyes, we have the same expression. This idea of characters mirroring each other is prevalent all throughout this arc, both blatantly like Kakashi copying Zabuza's jutsu and subtly like Kaiser, who was the city's symbol of hope and ultimately got publicly crucified like another historic figure we all know. That's also why I found Haku's attack being named demonic ice mirrors to be ironic. There's a countless amount of characters and moments between characters that mirror each other in this arc. It's clear Kishimoto was setting the stage for the rest of the story here. This mirroring between characters doesn't stop here and is one of the biggest themes in the overall show. Haku tells Sasuke and Naruto that he doesn't want to kill them, but as they have their own dreams, he has his own. He'll kill them if it means protecting the dreams of the one he cares about most. Sakura cheers on Naruto and Sasuke, but Kakashi stops her saying they don't have the mental capability of killing Haku, which is why they'll lose. Zabuza brags about how he turned Haku into the perfect killing machine, stronger than even himself. Sasuke and Naruto start struggling with Haku's technique, and when Haku goes to finish Naruto, Sasuke grabs him and saves him thanks to his newly unlocked Sharingan. Haku makes another attempt at attacking Naruto, catching Sasuke off guard this time, and all Sasuke has time to do is shield him with his body. Naruto wakes up to see this and is shocked. He asks Sasuke why he protected him, and Sasuke just starts reminiscing, saying that he used to hate him. He doesn't know exactly why his body just moved on his own. Sasuke passes out, leading Naruto to believe that he died. This causes Naruto to lose control and he begins tapping into the nine-tailed chakra, which he can't fully control yet. Meanwhile, Kakashi notices this and decides to end this fight with Zabuza sooner rather than later. Naruto starts overpowering Haku and breaks his ice mirror technique. Just before Naruto punches Haku, he stops and Haku asks why. Why would Naruto spare him when he just murdered his comrade and beloved friend Sasuke? Haku reveals that after being defeated by Naruto, he has no more purpose for existing, or rather, Zabuza has no purpose or use for him as a weapon. Naruto challenges Haku's statement, telling him Zabuza can't possibly mean that much to him considering how he treats him. Haku explains that once upon a time he was loved by his parents until one day his dad left to go get milk. Well, actually that might have been better. His dad actually killed his mother. He did this because he found out Haku's mother is the owner of a Kekkei Genkai, which was seen as taboo at the time. Shortly after, Haku killed his father, leaving himself all alone in the world, feeling shunned and unwanted. Naruto reflects and realizes just how much he relates to Haku. Once once again showing parallels between characters in this arc. Haku asks Naruto, since his dream is becoming the most respected and #1 ninja in this village, if someone else did that and more and also cared for him, would he do everything in his power to protect them? He says that's what Zabuza is to him. Zabuza cherished the very thing that everyone else hated about him. This is why now that he feels he's not a useful tool for Zabuza anymore, he asks Naruto to take his life. Just as this happens though, Kakashi catches Zabuza with his nin dogs and prepares to land a finishing blow with his lightning blade. As Naruto goes to finish Haku, Kakashi does the same with Zabuza. Haku interrupts Naruto saying he can't die yet, and we cut back to Kakashi to see Haku sacrifice himself for Zabuza and took the attack for him. Haku dies instantly, and Zabuza takes this opportunity to cut down Kakashi, even if it means cutting through Haku at the same time. Kakashi farms some more aura off Zabuza before straight up telling him he can't win at this point. Gato shows up with all his goons and reveals his plan was never to pay Zabuza all along. He just wanted him to wear the stronger enemies down so he can finish the job with weaker goons who don't require as much pay. This causes Zabuza to call a truce with Kakashi, and when Gato starts disrespecting Haku's corpse, Naruto calls out Zabuza for just standing and watching. Kakashi tells Naruto that their problem with Zabuza is over at this point and that he should just let it go, but Naruto takes it a step further. He declares Zabuza an enemy because he's able to let someone who was a comrade and sacrificed their life for him be disrespected in such a way. He asks if Zabuza really is that heartless to not care about even Haku, who devoted his entire life for him, and says he died without any of his dreams ever coming true. Zabuza stops Naruto and while crying says he's actually right, and that shinobi at the end of the day are still just people with feelings. Zabuza uses his last bit of energy to take out Gato and collapses shortly after. Sasuke wakes up and reveals Haku never really intended to kill him with his attack, confirming Haku's kind nature. The goons try to attack while Team 7 is weak, however, Inari shows up with the support of all the city's people and they scare them off. Zabuza makes one last request for Kakashi to move his body side by side with Haku, and he dies by his side. In the end, revealing that Zabuza truly did value camaraderie. There's something special about Naruto that we see all throughout the show, where he has the ability to change people and bring the best out of them. On the way back, Kakashi explains that as shinobi, even from the Hidden Leaf Village, they exist as tools for the homeland to use. However, just like Zabuza and Haku, the idea of that disturbs all ninja deep down. Naruto proudly says that he's gonna make his own Nindo, his own ninja way and path. In honor of Naruto bringing hope and courage back to the city with the completion of the bridge, they decided to name it the Great Naruto Bridge. This perfectly represents Naruto's character in this arc and in the show as a whole. Naruto's work ethic, beliefs, and sincerity makes it so that everyone he interacts with, he influences. Naruto's journey is bigger than just becoming a Hokage. It's about how he leaves a positive impact on all the people he meets, whether they're a cold-blooded killer when he meets them or a friend turned into a foe. This arc overall is a masterpiece because it perfectly sets the groundwork for not only the characters, but also touches on the themes the entire show is written around. It does this through use of symbolism, specifically mirroring characters' actions and motivations and beliefs to compare them. The main takeaway I think Kishimoto wanted us to walk away with is not only the importance of valuing camaraderie, but also defining your path your own way. At the end of the day, it's not your title that defines you, it's your values that define you as a person. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, drop a comment down below. I love y'all, and I'm out. Peace.